Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Sin,
My name is Carissa.
And my name is Jasmine.
and today we will be talking about a genetically modified organism or GMO. Usually, when people talk about GMOs, you'd think about fruits or vegetables, but today we'll be talking about a more interesting organism, AquAdvantage Atlantic salmon. Before we talk about that, do you guys know anything about salmon, or do you relate anything about salmon?
I know it's very delicious and I'm hungry.
For real. I'm so hungry. For information, we haven't had dinner yet. So,
Yay!
talking about salmon for 10 entire minutes is going to make us very hungry.
I want sashimi.
I think the last time I ate salmon was in junior high pa.
Really?
My mom's
gosh.
cooking.
Was it
Let's
genetically
have-
modified?
Hindi ko alam.
Let's have sashimi later.
Actually.
I don't know if galing SM grocery o kaya palengke, di ko alam.
Well, anywho, since we're on the topic, yeah, we're all craving salmon right now. So, let's talk about AquAdvantage salmon.
AquAdvantage salmon is a genetically modified or GM variety of Atlantic salmon developed by AquaBounty Technologies. It is a biotechnology company based in the United States and is known for its research and development of genetically modified fish. Part of their goals is to create products that aim to increase the productivity of aquaculture.
Additionally, AquAdvantage salmon were first genetically engineered were the first genetically engineered animals approved for human consumption in the United States and Canada. Many people subjected this to controversy, but let's talk about the technicalities of it first. AquaBounty Technologies, which I will now be referring to as ABT, changed one of the genes of the Atlantic salmon, in turn allowing the fish to grow all year round instead of only in spring and summer. In short, the salmon is genetically modified to grow faster all year round and reach market size more quickly than your typical salmon. Finally, to prevent interbreeding with wild fish, if they ever release the fish or the AA salmon into the wild, AquAdvantage salmon have triploid chromosomes instead of the usual two. This renders them sterile for harvest. And to be honest, I think GMOs are really cool, especially in fruits and vegetables. Like, science has developed to a certain extent where we can get so many vitamins and nutrients from one simple fruit. So, what do you guys think about the AA salmon so far?
Wait, if they have triple chromosomes, can they breathe with each other?
I think so, yeah.
So they can't breathe with the one with two
Oh, no, they can breed with like wild salmon. We'll be talking about that later, why it's a bit of a controversy because if you breed the triploid chromosome salmon with the diploid chromosome salmon, it might cause some issues.
Oh.
So, but I think like GMOs are really cool, except since this is the first like GMO so far. I think like salmon and livestock, genetically modified livestock, could like pose some harm in some way that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, now that we've arrived about how cool GMOs are, let's talk a little bit about why people got a little heated about this.
In terms of legalities, the fish was approved for human consumption in 2015 by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. It was legalized in Canada as well in 2016. Initially, the fish Sorry. The fish was created to address traditional salmon farming sustainability. As for now, it is being commercially sold, however, in minimal quantities. Recent updates of this, however, is taken for a wild ride.
In September 2010, an FDA panel deemed AquAdvantage salmon safe for consumption and unlikely to harm the environment. However, concerns arose regarding labeling, sterilization, isolation, and antibiotic use. In December 2012, the FDA published an environmental assessment and found no significant impact. And despite approval in 2015, a rider delayed its import until labeled as genetically modified. Then in 2018, the sale and import of AquAdvantage Salmon were restricted, but in 2019, the FDA lifted import restrictions. And lastly, in 2020, a court ordered the FDA to reconsider approval due to environmental concerns.
A lot of the concern about the AA salmon and GMO fish in general includes its environmental and transparency concerns, as well as would the consumers be willing to ingest GMOs. Nonetheless, a fish that was genetically modified in the first of its kind. The main question of critics state, if AquAdvantage salmon were to escape from aquaculture facilities, could they potentially interbreed with wild salmon populations, leading to genetic contamination and potentially altering the genetic diversity of wild salmon? This concern drastically takes a strong turn when it comes to talking about the actual ecological implications of this, like could we potentially life-threateningly alter our biodiversity for the worse by doing this?
And since, as stated before, the fish grows all year round, they could potentially be competing with the wild salmon for food source. This may potentially change the natural ecosystem of this fish forever. There is also an issue of the company not being transparent. As stated, the GMO salmon went through multiple stages of approval and rejection. So, while many people enjoy this breakthrough in technology, we may be experiencing biting off more than we can chew.
Consumers as well might opt for more natural options. Many people fear big change, so the common folk hearing about a genetically modified salmon may deny consumption and ingestion of such a preliminary invention. So, guys, what do you think about the ethics of producing genetically modified livestock and food like fish, meat, yung mga ganon?
I think it's still really cool because now we're at that point in science na, hey, we can do this, we can,
We can develop like this sort of stuff that has more nutrients, that has more stuff, and it can grow like this.
but then it's really like, is it healthy for us
Yeah.
to consume that much?
Nakikita ko yun in fruits, lalo na in poultry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, normal pa ba to? Pero masarap.
Yeah. Like, you guys heard about the pink pineapple, right? It's a GMO of a pineapple and it's pink.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't know if it tastes any different, but it's kind of scary to eat something that especially it's a fruit pa lang, parang oh my gosh, what's it gonna taste like? Is this gonna harm me or in any way or whatever? And now that it's in livestock like fish, imagine if it went to like pork, beef.
But then there's also like, because breeding, because that's also kind of like a GMO thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, we find certain traits in an animal and
We crossbreed it to
Yeah.
like get a certain result.
Yeah. Is that also...
I think it's a more natural, quote unquote, way of getting to a certain point. But for example, like dogs, if you like breed them together, I think there's this one. I think it's the pug,
Yeah.
where it's like their noses are too small and they're too fat and they can't breathe.
Yeah.
And
I feel so sad
Yeah.
with pugs. But then people like them, like my dad likes pugs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they look like they can't breathe at all.
yeah, since it's like a more natural way of getting to that point, I think it's a bit more normal. But with GMOs, I think they alter it themselves. So like they take like one from a population or two from a population and change like the diploid chromosomes into triploid chromosomes, and they make them breed, and then they whoosh.
Also, as mentioned earlier, salmons are in season, supposedly. But because of the GMOs, we can have salmons anytime.
all year round. Yeah.
So, can't we just have it like in farm and not make them go out?
Yeah.
to the sea.
I think that's what they're doing, but since I think their cultures were really near the river populations and the freshwater populations, which is why they had so much controversy. But yeah, I think we're getting a little bit too much into our conversation about pugs, salmon, and food and chromosomes. Well,
And pineapples.
Yes, pink pineapples. Now I think it's time to say goodbye.
Thank you for listening, everyone. My name is Jasmine.
And my name is Sin.
And my name's Carissa. This has been our podcast.
Goodbye!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye! Go bulilit.
Bye!